Like this.
You wouldn't even know until you cross that bridge, but it's definitely it's a lot of different ways that this thing can go. But let me tell you something. Again, what I do for a living, I talk to a lot of people talk to me. I know people who have actually, Casey, it's crazy that you bring this up and we go on so deep into it. I know people who have been to counseling for this exact same thing, meaning the wife, the husband, and the friend. The friend of the spouse was willing to go to counseling with the married couple so that to make the significant other who had a problem with the friend more comfortable. They went to the counseling with them. So this is a real thing, is what I'm saying. This is not like there's a lot of people who can relate in a lot of different ways. And if a person is willing to go to counseling, that means that this is really somebody that's their friend that they don't feel like they should have to give up because of this person met somebody. Because this is how people feel about their friendships that's genuine. You said this, I think it was last episode, that you only get a couple real solid friends. Well, when it comes to the opposite sex, it's even fewer. It might literally be one. Like literally. When it comes to the opposite sex, having a genuine friend from the opposite sex, it's benefits to it that's not sexual. You know what I mean? You can bounce things off of, you can ask questions, like how you keep saying we need to get a woman's perspective on here. Well, if a true friend that's from the opposite, it don't even have to be for your relationship. It could be for business. Like you could be like, hey, I have to do business and I'm going and I'm meet with these group of people. We're trying to attract women or whatever it is. And you can say, what do women think is valuable in business, or how do women like to spend their money? It doesn't have to be always about a relationship, but having that there to bounce off of, and just like a woman can be like, hey, yeah, I'm single and these dudes be saying this, what they really saying? She could bounce it off of her friend. You know what I'm saying? She might need help moving or whatever. But if the individual is willing to go to counseling to not give up their friendship, that's deep, because you got to think about it. Like you said, you only get the one, and this is where I was going. What if the relationship ends and the person tried to do everything to please this individual? Because maybe they just somebody, if they can get you to give up your real friendship, what's going to stop them from working hard to make you give up other things that you deserve to have? And is that freedom? Because an individual is an individual. No one truly belongs to anyone else. Some people consider that, and it's a book, we talked about this years ago, consider that a form of slavery. For someone to say, that's my girlfriend, that's my wife, that's my husband, that's because really, then you're claiming someone else, which people say, yeah, you're supposed to. But in doing that, that could be considered taking away a person's freedom of them saying that they are who they are and free to do what they want to do. And people say, well, then don't get married. But that's why some people say that marriage itself is an institution that's not made for the average individual, because people are made to be individuals that make decisions freely to do what they want to do. So if a person is in a relationship and they give up friendship for the relationship and the relationship ends and now they ruin this friendship, was it worth it? Right? So it's deeper than just what's on the surface. You know what I mean? And every is different.
I think every person should have two best friends, one male, one female.
That would be a good balance.
I think, but I'm saying that, and at the same time, I'm a hypocrite, and
you wouldn't want you because your girl can't handle it.
Right, like nah, you can't be. So it sounds like
what you talking about?
Right, and so
our pastor can be your best friend.
Yeah, I don't trust that fool either. Right.
No.
Right. So
they be knocking the pastors be knocking a lot of stuff down, boy.
Right. That's what I'm but I think you should, but I don't think I'm mature enough to handle it. but I know I can handle it, right? I'm being honest, right? Because my ego was gonna be like, I know how you thinking, because I like to think that majority of the men, not saying we all think the same, but I think we all think the same. We all got the same
I
agendas.
could
We
put
all
mask on
predator,
and then be
right?
goofy.
Right. We all got predatorial uh mind states. We all predators, and women's predators too, because they be preying on us too. But I think we should still have one to say, hey, fall back a little bit, or you know what I'm saying, give you them caution signs. Hey man, you might want to fall back off of this, or give this person a little bit of leeway, because we always need a different perspective, not just our own. Right. And the question I was gonna ask behind that to you is, let's just say them relationships, them friendships um do evolve into something different, do evolve, right? And this relationship ended based off of this friendship, right? And this relationship based ended off of this friendship, and now y'all in a relationship. Do you trust the person now? Can you trust this person that you're in this relationship with now, because you was actually they was actually the cause of you cheating? So do they have another friend that they're talking to? Is this going to be some cheating? Can they actually trust you because they seen how you did in your prior relationship? And for that couple who was in that room, I know that was an uncomfortable ass situation for somebody in their
Everybody,
rooms,
probably
for
everybody.
everybody, because I know
Probably the goddamn therapist.
now the therapist was in there with the popcorn.
So y'all supposed to say, what? Hold on, wait a minute. So this the
Therapist in there like, go ahead and get
brought
it
the bitch
out,
in
bruh.
here? Boy, you brought the bitch in here? You crazy as
Right,
hell.
right. The therapist in there enjoying it, but I'm pretty sure it was some tongue biting and some
That where?
some right. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some people, because I'm just thinking if I had to sit in
Did
there, I
they
know,
hug when you came in? Hey, how you doing?
yeah, because I'm yeah. Cause I know that was some uncomfortable. Like, I should punch this mother in the mouth real quick, you know. And
You gotta hug them when they come because it's friends. So you gotta.
yeah, that fake hug, like you finna say some shit. And when you start talking your shit, I might come across this table on your ass. And the therapist in there like, come across the table on her ass.
Damn, boy, that's cold. That's cold ass wedding.
Hey,
I applaud you for being open enough to say that. You're not there yet. And I don't blame you.
are you there? Would you be able to do it? Not just me, motherfucker. Would you be able to do it?
It truly depends. It truly depends. Not on average, absolutely not. But like I think, like, let's say somebody knew my girl from years ago. Let's say she was in a relationship with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and the person best friend that she was in a relationship with knew, they all grew up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now she don't deal with that dude no more, but the best friend who was around during that time still know her. And
Mm-hmm.
that best friend who had to respect their relationship back then is still friends with her to this day, and never had no intentions because of the respect he had for his best friend at the time that he was like that. It ain't never looked at her no type of way, ain't never would never cross his partner like that, like genuinely. And now, if they were still cool to this day, that would be a little bit different for me, because that person was already basically groomed to be a friend without any type of, even though I know people will say, fool, anybody can steal, they can act like they're a friend. But I'm talking about somebody who really like is, they respect the person so much, like they would never do that. Cause it's something like I would never in my life, no woman, I don't care how fine she is. I wouldn't even have my shirt off around your woman. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
don't, it's that's Casey. It's bruh, it's not, it's I don't, it ain't no way.
Right.
It would never happen, bro. It ain't no
Right.
way. There's some people that I'm like that with. I don't give. I wouldn't even. bro, I wouldn't have my shirt on.
Right.
Nothing inappropriate, man. That show, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was something like that, and that's where it came from. And then she end up, that dude goes, whatever, you know, that relationship ends, but she still knows the guy who was the friend. And when they see each other, he like, "What's up, sis? And how you been?" And checking in on you, just seeing how you doing, man. That's it's messed up what happened with y'all or whatever. Then I would be a little more comfortable with that.
Right.
Because sometimes it's like people who have relationships with people and that person pass away and the good friend was there and then they move on eventually. Like, for instance, let's say like Nipsey Hussle with
Lauren London.
I'm sure he got some real solid ass friends that was around him, like, or his brother or whatever, and
Right.
they wouldn't do that, and she wouldn't do that, and that was just her friend. Like, that's her friend,
Right.
and eventually
Right.
at some point, who knows when, she probably go get a dude, and she's still tied in with that family though, and still has friendships and relationships with his family. You know what I mean? And so,
Right.
or like a Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? Like, so I think there's some situations where, you know, there's authenticity to the friendship. And if I can see that, like you said, I would be a little more comfortable and open to it if I felt like it was real, you know what I mean? But on the
Let me ask
average,
you this. You're gonna say no. Let me ask you this. If you really like this somebody, or I like this person, mm, I'm gonna rock with this person because I like them, right? And then you find out that your homeboy knocked her down, or your homegirl knocked him down. Would you still be able to do it? Would you still be able to? Would you be able to be in a relationship with that person?
well, the unfortunate reality is that that's happened for a lot of people many a time.
Right. Right.
Sometimes they find out after the fact. I
But
mean,
once you find out, would you do it?
I'm saying if you already in a relationship, it's not what you're gonna do. You can't backtrack.
But then your partner come up, your partner at the house,
You
like,
can't come over ever. Nigga can't come over ever. Nigga can't ever come over. That he can never come over. Like, nigga, you can't never come over, nigga, ever. No, you can't come over. Like, that's out.
so that shit done.
Yeah.
Man,
I think that's a but there's some people who cool with that. Like, that's how they found their lady. They ain't even tripping. There's some people who, man, it's some dudes who turn runners into wives. Like,
yeah,
y'all ran them
not
in
not
shepherd.
yeah. But how we know who? I mean, because if you met your girl probably a runner before you even met her. Nigga don't know. You
Exactly.
don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's no problem, man. If you love who you love, you fuck on who you gonna fuck on, man. If she done been with somebody, you wasn't on any nigga. Somebody
Somebody,
taught her how to do something.
and if you
So
put her out here, you might know somebody that she been with, and they might know you. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
shit,
It is.
right, man. Because I I don't know nothing, but I know that
But
I
today,
even
though,
though
but today,
right,
where we at today and going forward, that's what matters.
yeah,
If you get to
right.
jump off everybody past, then
Then you're gonna drive yourself
you're gonna
crazy.
drive yourself crazy trying to trip off everybody past, because everybody
Yeah,
got some type of past, and if you dig
eh,
deep enough, you can find something in that past something that you don't agree with. So,
yeah, man. Because they gonna find something in yours.
and yours. So I think that it's
Yeah,
unfair and unwise to really be tripping off a person past, because they could presently be somebody completely different, because people change and grow for the better. And if you have the best version of that person in front of you right now, rock with that.
but what if you found out she was a porn star?
She probably great in bed. Probably be a healthy relationship. Might invite a girl too.
What if you seen the porn? What if you seen the movie?
This nigga crazy.
What if you what if you what if you seen the movie?
And it was this dude crazy. It was that gang bang
Man,
one.
hey,
That's tough.
man, I'm talking whether you seen the
But
movie
somebody
and she,
marrying them too. Somebody is marrying
hey,
them.
and you
That
seen
was
her
their
taking
job.
the whole
That
thing.
was their job. It ain't for me though. If you asking me, no. But
Face paint and face
uh,
paint
that ain't for me.
you,
That ain't for me.
listen,
But that's somebody's job and somebody's wife, and some of them people be married even though while they still working.
I don't know how the y'all do that. If you can go kiss your girl after she done
Oh.
A sausage?
Knowingly, because there's some people who doing it without knowing. You got to also think though, some of this stuff, not all of it, but a lot of this stuff is age range. Because a lot of stuff happens in those early 20s and even early like 30s.
Yeah,
And
that's when you get your freak on. I mean, not the early 30s, because if you're in your 30s, you knew better.
yeah, no, but I'm saying like some stuff can still happen then, but a lot of that stuff happens in the early 20s, college years and all that. People who went to college, you don't know what people was doing when they was in college. College is many. We didn't really go to no college like that where we was in it, but could you imagine if we was in a college like that where we was in the what? Come on, man. But so a lot of that stuff happens then, and people hopefully get it out their system. And then some people, very few, they not even into all that stuff. They preserve their body because that's what they want to do. But the average individual is probably active. And what they have done with that activity, that's their body. You drive yourself crazy. You drive yourself crazy. But I think that when you get to a certain point in life, and you get to a certain point in life with an individual, it's up to you to decide from that point on what you're looking for going forward and to know what you're getting from that individual at a certain point in life.
Right.
But
Can't worry about what other people think.
Yeah. And people get to that point in life at different times.
Right. Yeah. Hey, but if you
Late
seen that
bloomers.
video,
You got late bloomers.
yeah, hey, if you seen her eating meat.
This nigga. You know what I mean by a late bloomer though, right? A late bloomer is
Yeah.
a dude. I thought about this the other day, and I didn't even topic this, but you kind of just flowed into it. A late bloomer. So you know, like you go to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Girls that everybody was like was bad. And it's the dudes that all the girls wanted.
Right.
After 25 years old, them same girls you and the girls that you was not looking at, you like, damn, I went to school with her. She raw.
And
And
them be the baddest ones.
that's what I'm saying. And the girls be like, damn, look at him. He grew up, he hella handsome.
But
And
you wouldn't even rock with us.
and all the dudes that they thought was the dudes, the pretty boys, they like, he's so ugly. And all the dudes that they were looking at, they like, man, he grew up, he's so handsome. And girl, we was whoopty whoop, whoop, whoop. It's a real thing that happens all the time. Everybody that was popping in high school, don't be popping later on. And people that wasn't really popping, now everybody want them. So now when the dude the first time hear, oh, damn, you sexy from a girl. You talking to me? He ain't hear that in high school. He was always a nigga that didn't have no females. And
Let me
now
tell you
it's
something.
time to run through. So it don't matter if he 38, 39, 40. He making up for lost time.